Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now, I wanted to pop in and talk to you today about why a man approaches you to play games. Because sometimes a woman, she's been waiting, you've been waiting to meet your husband, you've been praying, you've been preparing, and then you meet this guy. He seems like he could be the one. He looks the part, talks the part, but when you start talking very quickly, you start to see red flags. Whether that's just him being inconsistent, him being chauvinistic, him being taken either all the way or to a degree. And this has to be understood because a lot of times this can happen and there's really no rhyme or reason for it. But women get confused and just can't understand, like, okay, how can this person be so cruel? How can this person do this knowing that we ain't got no time to waste, that we don't get do-overs in this thing called life? And this is what you have to understand. Now, the first reason why a man comes to waste your time is because he doesn't know if where he's at is where he's going to stay. So he's looking at it like having a job and putting in applications. So when he comes to you, he really would jump ship from where he's at if things look like it can work out with you. But what happens is when he starts to deal with you and he starts talking to you, the time that he's giving you is taking time away from the other woman he's talking to. And so when he's taking time away from talking to her, she now starts to miss him and starts to feel like he's getting away. So now she starts to feel a sense of rejection, not realizing that it's not that he doesn't like her or it's not that he's playing hard to get. She's just thinking that he's busy, he's sexy, he got it going on, he a man about his business. And because he's not a bugaboo, it actually makes her more attracted to him. So a lot of women call the man who calls them every day and try to talk to them every day, all day. A lot of women consider that creepy. A lot of women end up seeing him like a bugaboo. A lot of women see him like a bomb. He ain't got enough going on. But the man that's hard to get, the man that just seems super focused, super busy, a lot of women are attracted to that because we want what doesn't want us, or we want what we can't have. And if the woman thinks that it's about business and it's ambition, then that ambition in the beginning could be sexy, cute, attractive, whatever you call it. So the first reason, and these could be interchangeable, but I'm kind of just giving you some reasons. But the first reason is he really doesn't know what exactly he wants and what exactly he's looking for. So he's still on the market looking. And if he meets you and you just happen to pan out better than the woman he's talking to, he'll drop her like a bad habit and he'll go all in with you. And that's what you have to realize. Now, the second reason a man comes to play games is because there's another void in his life. He needs somebody, he needs a do girl. So, one thing that we know as men, we know we can get a woman for something. We know that if we play on a woman the right way, she'll loan some money. She'll loan some money. She'll watch our kids. She'll invest in our business. She'll support us right out the gate. Women are oftentimes very nurturing and very helpful. Whenever you need something done as a man, you know if you kind of breathe in that direction of a woman, she gonna make it happen. If I get up in this here office, we ain't got my panels up yet for the wall. Them over there end up coming down. My son tried to try his luck. We got some more, but I'm thinking we'll go a different route. But if I get up and I show you what my wife did, she did it yesterday while I was resting. Here I am resting. She came up and the panels that go on the wall, they had to be measured, had to be cut with a saw, then had to be stuck onto the wall, but the glue wasn't holding it, so she had to nail it into the wall. Now, most people who have gender roles in their mind, they will say that's a man's job. But guess what? There are some women, like my wife, who like doing that kind of stuff, like the challenge, and will rather do it. And for her, that's an act of service. That's a sign of love. She's saying, I want to show you by doing something that I know you're getting ready to pay somebody to do, and something that because I put stuff together and do all this and that, I can do it. Yeah, she did a little complaining about it and wanted me to understand how intense it was. She said it was the hardest thing she done in her life, but I know she felt a sense of fulfillment and she jumped to it, and I'm glad she do it. Not she did it. I could have did it, but that's how a woman is. Most women are like that, and a woman don't even really have to know a man. A woman ain't got to know another woman to be helpful. A young lady say she getting put out of her place. Another lady sent me $1,400 to give her. The young lady said she can't afford this course. A lady sent me $50, what she was short, to help her get that course or that coaching or something. And just being a blessing. That's how women are. Some men are like that, but that really is not a trait of men. When you mention something about a man gonna look at you. Okay, all right. Sound like you got a personal problem. You need some help. Oh, how much you gonna pay me? And that's how a lot of men are. So when a man goes to a woman, it's typically because to waste time. That second reason is because he sees something in you that he feel he can get over on you. There is such thing as a naive look. There's a gullible look. There's an insecure look. There's a girl next door look. These type of looks attract men who mean no good. Those type of looks attract, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. It's genetic. Sometimes you can put on makeup in a certain way, you could dress in a certain way to kind of change it, but it's hard. It's like if you got a round face with big eyes, you can't get away from looking gullible and naive. But when somebody has more, sharp eyes, or they got like a chiseled bone structure, they look a little more, you know, mean or whatever. But when you wide eyed, like how I am, I'm wide eyed. I got big eyes. If I do that, my eyes get big. So everybody I meet try to play me like a fool. Everybody I meet, men and women, try to play me like a fool. Everybody. But it's just my look says gullible and I could get over. So anybody got a problem, they gonna float their problem out in the air to me. Cause they know that I'm the type that I'm probably gonna do something about it. 9 out of 10 times. And this how people read you. So that second reason, that man, he got something. He trying to raise some money for this business. He trying to find him somewhere to stay. He need a nanny for his kids that he done went and fought for custody versus this woman and the mess around and won on accident. Now he needs somebody to watch these kids. So guess what? He finna play on you. And this happening every day. It's happening every day. And so you have to understand this. And when you look at it, you start to say, okay, well, how can I pick this up sooner? How will I know? This is where you got to have your standards. It's really no one foolproof way to know, because when a man playing these kind of games, he gonna take the time and do what he need to do to convince you to make you think he all the way single, he all the way available. So a man could be taken and can make you think he's single and available. And this is the thing. If women do this, it's women who cheat and live with a man and be talking to a whole nother man while they living with a man. And that's not even in the nature of a woman on average. Now, yes, it's a lot of women that are like that because you're looking for that outlet or you're looking for the next best thing or you feel like you settled or something like that. But this is in the nature of a man. This pretty much 9 out of 10 men. So if a woman could do it, if you as a woman have cheated on a man, like talking to another man, even if it's just emotional cheating, and you lied and you hid stuff, I want you to understand that if you capable of doing that, a man is 10 times more capable, more likely, because the nature of a man is to hunt, to conquer, to store up, to go out and get. We hunters. And so you got to understand this. Now, another reason that a man comes to waste your time is he's getting practice. He doesn't want you, but he sees you as somebody he could play with because you're not what he's looking for, but you are wrong on the ladder. So it's kind of like if he got a broke Beyonce in his mind, that his level of woman is a broke Beyonce. So if he got that broke Beyonce, let's say one of the housewives, a broke Atlanta housewife, is up under the broke Beyonce in his mind. If you look like a broke Atlanta housewife, then he'll come play with you to run his game on you. He spit game on you, silver tongue, see what you fall for, see what you don't fall for. This is teaching him what he need to know to get ready for broke Beyonce. And it's just because of how he sees the levels in his head. So I need you to understand that. So that third reason really is a very prevalent reason because men need practice. When it comes to shooting your shot, when it comes to courting a woman, there's no class on it. We don't take that class in school. And nobody who is no respectable man has made a course yet. I'm gonna have to make a course one day, help you guys out so they could take a legitimate course on it. But you got, you got bombs and you got the real simp. They call me a simp, but you got the real simp teaching about this stuff and all of that. But they teaching it from a jaded perspective. They was hurt, they was overlooked, they grew into their nose, they grew into their ears, they grew into, their height or the size of their watermelon head. They'd have growed into it, and now they getting women. So now they think they Mr. It, and they feel like they could teach a lesson. And y'all gotta forgive me how my light set up today. I ain't got my overhead light on because it's hot in here. My AC been running all night in the office, and it ran out of Freon or something. So I'm sitting here sweating like a old rat. And so listen, that right there, that third reason, that's gonna be one of your biggest reasons. So in order to beat that, when you meet a man, you got to really require time. If the man, and yes, he still could be playing games, but that's where you got to have your intuition on point. That's where you got to have your discretion on point. You ain't reading into things, you ain't looking too deep, but you paying attention to the signs, and you got to look at it. You got to say, okay, if I had a man and I was living with him, how much time, what signs would I be looking for to know that he talking to somebody else? Is this man that I'm dealing with showing those kind of signs? And so you got to use discretion and wisdom. And then that's going to help you better understand and get to the place. Y'all got to give me, I keep looking at the time. I got to coach. Got to coach client in 4 minutes. So that's going to help you get to that point. And then once you start to get that understanding and you paying attention. So here's the thing. If you're dealing with this man and he can't talk to you every day, or he can only talk to you at certain times, and other times he's not working. So it's like if you talk to him at noon and he's not working, but he can't talk to you at 9 p.m. because he say he's working, then okay, that can make sense. But even at 9 p.m., if he's working, that means if he's working second shift, he could have went in 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. If he working the graveyard shift, then he could be going to work 10 to 6 or 11 to 8 or 9 to 5 or whatever it may be, 9 p.m., 5 a.m. But even though he's at work, if he working a different shift, he should be able to text you. He should be able to call you on his lunch break or call you on his break, unless he just working a high security, high type of intense job. And if that's the case, you should see his badge, you should see his uniform, he should have some signs to prove that. Now that don't mean he won't get it from Party City to sell it. Now man, do whatever you got to do to sell it, because one thing that we love as men, we love us a thrill. We love us a challenge. So you got to be able to cross your T's and dot your I's to know if this man is playing games. And you'll know that just by really using your spidey senses to be like, okay, I never hear from him after this certain time. Why do I only hear from him on weekends? Why do I only hear from him? Because when somebody's wide open and they're available, you're gonna be able to hear from them at all different times when they really available. Sometimes, yes, that could be the case when a man has a woman and he done been with her so long, she really ain't tripping. She ain't checking his phone no more, none of that. And so you can really think a man is single because he can reach you at all different times of day. And it's really just because of the place that he done got his woman in where she complacent, she comfortable. And so you got to be able to think about that. And once you put that together, then that's gonna help you understand. Y'all forgive me. I thought somebody was coming in my office. That was next door. Y'all forgive me. I was like, hold on, man. I know it sounded kind of close, man. Oh, I can't. So I lock it up there. I heard that tool. I don't put that thing on you. Y'all forgive me. So understand that and really start to process that and know that this can happen to anybody. And when it happens, you just got to take a licking and keep on ticking. You can't sit and cry, be stressed, and you get ghosted and all that. We'll talk about the ghosting. You just got to take it and go on about your business. It's not the end of the world. It's a learned lesson. You sit back, you watch the game film. When I say game film, somebody thought I was talking about a real show. I'm talking about you. You reevaluate what happened, think back to the little signs that you overlooked, and then start to put things together and learn for going forward. Hey, this is Tony Gaskin. God bless you. We'll talk soon.